have a question.
Yes.
Like every temple does it slightly differently. Here you start straight with Bajaj, right? You don't do Namo Vishnu Padaya.
We do after that. However you are accustomed.
Okay.
That's okay too.
Okay, so if I do Ki Vijay, then the end you do Namo Vishnu Padaya, Namaste Saraswati, then Jai Shri Krishna, and then Hare Krishna.
Yes.
And there's no mom was saying something that you open the temple, you sing Jai Varnita 3 times.
If you want, you can sing also.
Okay, so I just sing it 3 times,
yes.
And then stop and then Ki Vijay.
Sure.
And each line is repeated only once, no? Because of how long it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, many people may not even know the.
Yeah. So just, you have to go there and keep it.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, now it's not even recognizing it, Prabhu. Oh no.
We need a better system for sure because it gets corrupted, and I don't know why it gets corrupted those pen drives.
Maybe you have to remove it and then plug it in again. Let's try it. Yeah. Don't. It's like a kind of Indian arrangement. Sometimes the fans, they don't run. In India, what people do is they do something, beat it, it will run.
I know, Prabhu. Actually, the USB will be extinct after 10-15 years. The USB, right? They'll all be. So we need a
C cable. C cable is becoming more popular now, right?
Yeah.
Even the MacBook doesn't have any USB. It's like a C cable.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll look into it, Prabhu, what we can do. Maybe some PowerPoint. We used to do it that way. It's just harder, right, to navigate. That's why we stopped. Like Google Drive.
Google Drive.
It's just different.
No, it's not even recognizing.
Actually,
different.
It only has one last time.
You're pressing the button?
Yeah.
Medium. TV cannot access.
On this device.
Yeah. There you go. We need to find the easy way.
So every time last time it happened, the whole pen drive got corrupted, and it is useless now. No, you cannot like format it and discard all the files.
No, it won't. It says it's an error. I forget the error's name. I can't access those files. But the Govinda's menu is okay, luckily.
Because we are not using it maybe every time. Because this TV, we are connecting so many things, right? Maybe that is the reason.
Yeah, but anyway, we need a better system. I agree. Yeah, sorry for that. I'll look into it.
Oh, now it is coming something. Oh, now it is coming, Prabhu. No, it is coming now.
Sure, yeah, definitely. I'll want to go definitely next week. Yeah. You live close by.
Yeah, right. Okay, no. Come, come. Yeah, my second one. Wait, yeah. The older one. Veer.
Yeah, it would be nice to have an association with you.
Yeah.
You're telling me about it, yeah. Great, great. No. It's great. Good, even better. That's okay. I told him he doesn't know any explanation because he does so much. Sure, when it's low, I just plug it back in.
Because somebody may step on it.
Yeah.
Him and his sister. Everyone's going to have their. How old are they? Like the oldest one is? The last? Veer. This is Veer. Even Capital Temple also. Yeah, it was very nice. And now I was thinking in the US, the Saturday was very nice. It's good. Yeah, it's kind of actually it's not so bad. The location is fine, it's natural. It's almost like one to see. That is all over again. Nice place.
Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Give Jaya, Jaya Gaurachande. Arati Shobha.
Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pahit Zakacharya Stotra Stotra Shishimati Divine Grace. Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem Sigaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Shri Shri Raja Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki. Nandam ki. Mathura Dham ki. Navadvip Dham ki. Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Mayapur Dham ki. Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya ki. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki. Sankirtan Nivya ki. Bhakti Vrinda ki. Gaura Premananda. Glories to the assembled glory.
Hare Krishna.
Glories to the assembled glory.
Hare Krishna.
Glories to the assembled glory.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody. My name is Krishna Dulal Das. Welcome back from a while ago. And we have one of Shamala Gopi's family who's here with us. And they're all the way from Dubai, is that right? Hare Krishna. And so we all kind of grew up in this temple together. I don't know how old you were at that time.
14.
14 or so, yeah. I was 5 when I started coming here, so it's been some time. And so it's so nice to see some familiar faces, as always. And also nice to see some new faces. And so maybe I'll start off by asking, is there anybody here coming for the first time to our Sunday program? You can raise your hand if it's your first time here. Hare Krishna, welcome. It's your first time here, right? Because it's been some time. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Anybody else for the first time? A few people? Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Great. So we're here at the residence of our beloved Sri Sri Gauranitai, known as also Balaram and Lord Krishna. And we are part of the Krishna consciousness movement, known as ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which was brought to us by our founder, our teacher, Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And he really worked really laboriously, very hard, very sincerely to try to follow the orders of his spiritual master, right, to come and spread this Krishna consciousness movement throughout the world. Right? So most of you, I'm sure, have heard that we have centers all over the place. And it's a very similar feeling when you come to the temple, especially for the Sunday open house or the Sunday feast or the Sunday love feast. It has been marketed in many ways over the years, but it's an opportunity for community members to come and visit the temple, see what Krishna consciousness is all about, see what bhakti is all about. Has anybody heard of the word bhakti before? Has anybody who's heard of the word bhakti? Raise your hand. Bhakti? Okay. Bhakti yoga. Bhakti means, does anybody know what bhakti means? Or give me a definition of bhakti, or another word for bhakti.
Devotion.
Devotion, very good. Love, right? In yoga means to connect, right? So to connect through love. Okay. So we're going to hear a little bit about that today. We have our speaker, His Grace Maruta Prabhu, who is going to be giving the class. And then following that, we will serve some prasadam, so which is food that has been offered to the Lord with love and devotion. And it's a vegetarian feast, so I hope you can stick around for that. And then after that, what we've been doing recently is we've been going out on the streets to chant Hare Krishna, to sing. You know, those of you who came into the temple, you saw we were dancing and singing, and there was some really nice music going on. So it just naturally uplifts the heart, right? Puts everybody in a good mood. And it's known that this is an actually transcendental sound vibration, so it transcends, it lifts the soul. And so the plan is that we're going to go out and do that. We'll start in front of the temple at around 5 o'clock. We'll gear up with all the instruments, and then we'll go to the Byward Market near Rito. And there's a concentrated amount of people that are there, they hang out there. So we're going to go join the party. And we're going to chant a little bit and dance. And broadcast the holy names of the Lord. So yes, Lord.
Are we gonna go today?
Yes, we're going to go today. Are you going to come with us? Okay, I hope so. It would be great if you could join us. So without further ado, we'll pass the microphone over to Maruta Prabhu.
Can I ask all of you to move forward? We'll sing this song on the screen. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Don't you think we have more than expected devotees today?
Yeah, they came for Harinam probably.
Yeah, actually that is true. Everybody likes Harinam. Now we will chant the introduction prayers. These prayers are nothing but our respectful obeisances to all the spiritual masters, to Krishna, to his beloved consort Srimati Radharani, to the six Goswamis, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and to all the devotees. Please chant with me. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vikam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you so much. the meaning of all the verses that we just chanted are present in Bhagavad Gita as it is on page number 1. So I think you all have a copy of Bhagavad Gita. It's good to know the meanings of all the prayers that we chant. When we know the meaning, we will be more enthusiastic to do what we are doing, why we are doing. If we know, then we'll be more enthusiastic to do it. Isn't that true? If you don't know what is what, then it is boring. Okay, now we will chant a verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 15. The name of the chapter is Karma Yoga. We will chant word by word. Please repeat after me. Karma,
Karma,
Brahmodbhavam,
Brahmodbhavam,
Vidhi,
Vidhi,
Brahmakshara Samudbhavam,
Brahmakshara Samudbhavam,
Tasmat,
Tasmat,
Sarvagatam,
Sarvagatam,
Brahma,
Brahma,
Nityam,
Nityam,
Yagye,
Yagye,
Pratishtitam,
Pratishtitam,
Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi,
Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi,
Brahmakshara Samudbhavam,
Brahmakshara Samudbhavam,
Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma,
Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma,
Nitya Yagye Pratishtitam,
Nityayate Pratishtitam,
Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi,
Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi,
Brahmakshara Samudbhavam,
Brahmakshara Samudbhavam,
Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma,
Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma,
Nityam Yagye Pratishtitam.
Nityam Yagye Pratishtitam.
We'll see the word to word meanings. Karma,
Karma,
work.
work.
Brahma,
Brahma,
from the Vedas.
from the Vedas.
Udbhavam,
Udbhavam,
produced.
produces.
Vidhi,
Vidhi,
you should know.
you should know.
Brahma,
Brahma,
the Vedas.
the Vedas.
Akshara,
Akshara,
from the Supreme Personality from the Supreme Brahman,
Supreme Brahman,
personality of Godhead.
personality of Godhead.
Samudbhavam,
Samudbhavam,
directly manifested.
directly manifested.
Tasmat,
Tasmat,
therefore.
therefore.
Sarva,
Sarva,
Sarvagatam,
Sarvagatam,
all pervading.
all pervading.
Brahma,
Brahma,
transcendence.
transcendence.
Nityam,
Nityam,
eternally.
eternally.
Yagye,
Yagye,
in sacrifice.
in sacrifice.
Pratishtitam,
Pratishtitam,
situated.
situated.
Translation. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in the acts of sacrifice. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yagyartha karma, or the necessity of work for the satisfaction of Krishna only, is more expressly stated in this verse. If we have to work for the satisfaction of the Yagya Purush, Vishnu, then we must find out the direction of work in Brahman, or the transcendental Vedas. The Vedas are therefore codes of working directions. Anything performed without the direction of the Vedas is called vikarma, or unauthorized or sinful work. Therefore, one should always take direction from the Vedas to be saved from the reaction of work. As one has to work in ordinary life by the direction of the state, one similarly has to work under the direction of the supreme state of the law. Such directions in the Vedas are directly manifested from the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said, Asya Mahato Bhutasya Vishwasitam Etad Yad Rigvedo Yajurveda Samavedo the Vangirasha. The four Vedas, namely the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda, are all emanations from the breathing of the great personality of Godhead. Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 4:5-11. The Lord, being omnipotent, can speak by breathing air. For as it is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, the Lord has the omnipotence to perform through each of his senses the actions of all other senses. In other words, the Lord can speak through his breathing, and he can impregnate by his eyes. In fact, it is said that he glanced over material nature and thus fathered all living entities. After creating or impregnating the conditioned souls into the womb of material nature, he gave his directions in the Vedic wisdom as to how such conditioned souls can return home back to Godhead. We should always remember that the conditioned souls in material nature are all eager for material enjoyment. But the Vedic directions are so made that one can satisfy one's perverted desires, then return to Godhead, having finished his so-called enjoyment. It is a chance for the conditioned souls to attain liberation. Therefore, the conditioned souls must try to follow the process of yajna by becoming Krishna conscious. Even those who have not followed the Vedic injunctions may adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness, and that will take the place of performance of Vedic yajnas or karmas. So, I'll read the translation and we'll go through the purport again. So this is Krishna speaking 5000 years ago, and the topic here is how one should do his karma. Karma means regularly means work, how he should conduct his work. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here we get a hint. What are these Vedas? To say that this Bhagavad Gita that we are reading from, and all the books that you see on the shelves, these are part of the Vedic literatures. To say that these are some religious books of some faith would be wrong. Prabhupada mentioned several times that this is theistic science. Theism is also a science. Science means based on logic and inference, and also which can be conceived to some extent. All that is mentioned in the Vedas cannot be conceived. That is true. Inconceivable. There are some aspects that are inconceivable, but many aspects can be conceived through our senses. For example, Ayurveda. Ayurveda was written 5000 years ago, when there was no technology, no so-called medical advancement, scientific advancement. But of course, most of the text is lost now. But still, whatever is even left now, if you implement that properly by somebody who is really an expert, then diseases get cured with herbs and other elements that are available in the nature, without any chemicals. So that can be conceived by any ordinary person. And it is said even the military art was explained 5000 years ago. Even how old was this scanning and X-ray? Maybe like 100 years, 150. Before that, we didn't have any computers, scanning machines, isn't it? But how how the embryo grows in the mother's womb every week is given in the Vedic literatures. First, what limbs will grow, what part of the body grows in the womb, without any X-ray or scanning machines. How would all the sages know all these things? By this, there are many other things. Even when I was doing my bachelor's, one of the professors in Durgapur, in the West Bengal, in India, he gave a thesis to the students to do some research on metallurgy given in the Vedic literatures. Metallurgy means alloys. Metallurgy in the sense when you mix different kinds of metals in different proportions, the metal becomes stronger. It gets the features of both the metals. For example, some metal may be very strong and some metal may be has some other good quality. But when you mix it in different proportions, you'll get the quality of both the metals. You understand? That was given in the Vedic literatures, and they presented a paper on that, thesis on that. So different aspects that can be conceived through human uh, senses are given in the Vedic literatures. So by that, what do we understand? That means it is a science. It's not just a belief. It's not just a blind belief, or it's not a faith. So, and the essence of all the Vedic literatures is to know who we are, who God is, who is the creator, and what is our relationship. And they also mention about how we can live peacefully in this life as well, how we can grow food, or even in the aspect of economy is given in the Vedic literatures. Like for example, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, economy means Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Krishna mentions that if we have ample amount of food grains and ample amount of cow's milk, then all the economic problems are solved. What do we actually need? We are all struggling in life, struggle for existence. Or why do we have to struggle? What is that? Why do we have to struggle? We need some basic needs, right? What are those needs? Food. Food is the primary basic need. We can just speak this and that, so many things, but without food we cannot even survive a few days, isn't it? Food is a primary necessity. Sleep, and what else? Clothing. Clothing is necessary for civilized people, isn't it? And what else? Shelter, water, air. Okay. And there are some necessities like a man needs a woman, woman needs a man. That is also a necessity. All these necessities are provided by who? All these necessities are provided by who? Generally, people of this modern age, they think that food is just produced from the Costco, Walmart, or all these shops. But the food is coming from the land. Isn't that true? Food is coming from the land. Without land, there is no question of producing it. Who is providing it?
The sun. Without the sun,
Yeah.
we don't get anything either.
Who is providing it? The sun.
The sun, yeah. The sun
Okay.
grows all the
Who
crops.
provided the sun? That's true. Yes, all these elements are cooperating with each other so that we can grow our food. That is right. Without sunlight, we cannot grow food. Without land, there is no question of growing food. Without, even if somebody says, oh, we don't eat, we are not vegetarians, we are non-vegetarians, hardcore non-vegetarian. Still, how do you grow animals? Where do you get food for the animals? They need the land, so that the animals eat the grass and other vegetation, so that they eat the animals, right? It doesn't matter who they are. It is applicable to everybody. So, Krishna is saying here that regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these Vedic literatures are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. He is telling us how we can live peacefully in this life, and also what is the purpose of life after all. We can live peacefully in this life. We are all struggling to live peacefully in this life, isn't it? To get basic necessities of life and also to be peaceful. So, if we follow Vedic literatures, all that can be automatically be provided. Just like Prabhupada, Krishna saying here, there should be regulation in our life also, according to the Vedic literatures. Now, this is where uh, people will be like protest. How can you just do everything according to some books? Isn't it? How can we regulate all our activities just because it is mentioned in some books? That's too much. I cannot regulate everything just because it is mentioned in the books, but we are actually doing it. How? I'll tell you. For example, if you want to sell tomatoes, right? We will not take the example of selling helicopters or aeroplanes. We're all middle class people. We want to sell tomatoes. What is the first thing you need to do?
You plant the seeds first, grow the tomatoes, or you just the selling of the tomatoes?
Or yeah, even to grow.
Yeah.
Even to grow so that you can sell. What you should do first?
You want me to walk you through the whole process?
What is the first step?
You got to get the seeds.
Okay.
You got to plant
No,
the seeds.
even before that, you should do something though.
You have to
You have to have land. That's okay. You have land. You have the seeds. Okay, let me tell you. Then
Tell me.
you have already have land. You have the seeds, and you know how to grow tomatoes, how to plant the seeds. So then, what is the step you should do?
Then you got to weed the rows.
No, I think you're missing.
No? Okay. You plant the tomatoes?
You should take permission from the city first, right?
To plant your own garden?
Not if you want to sell it. They have different regulations. What can be sold? What pesticides you can use? What you cannot use? You cannot just whimsically buy some seeds and grow them. You can put all the chemicals inside it. You cannot sell it. You know that, right? You need to have license. Or even if you, for example, you say you have tomatoes now. You already grown them. You want to sell them. What is the first step you should do? And don't tell me you can just go and put up a shop somewhere in the street.
If you can.
You can, but you'll be arrested.
No. I mean, if you're just growing and you have, let's say, on a farm place and you set up the farm stand, you don't need any license for that.
You don't need any license?
No. But if you go commercially into a store, then yes, it needs to be inspected and licensed and all of those things. Yeah.
So you should take permission from the state first.
Yes.
Only when they allow you. If you do not have a license, you cannot do anything. You cannot work. You need to have SSN, right? SSN? Oh, SS is in USA. Sin. Yeah. You need to be sinful to work.
SSN number.
SSN is in USA. So for everything, you need to take permission from the state. You cannot just whimsically do anything. We are already doing it. We are completely dependent on what the state allows us to do. And how does the state whimsically make decisions? It is following a law book, right? So we are already following some books to do our day-to-day activities. You cannot just go and work for somebody. You need to first get the sin, and then you should submit it to them, and you should report your work to the government. Only then you'll be considered a proper citizen. Otherwise, there will be so many implications. There will be so many consequences. So this is what Krishna is saying. Just like we have a government, we have a state here, there is a universal government also. The land, the elements, the wind, the air, the sun, the moon. Who is providing all this? It is provided by universal government. And there is a system also, just like the state has its own laws, the universal government has its own nature's laws. If we don't follow them, then there will be consequences. People nowadays say, oh well, if there is God, why there is so much chaos in the world? But that is because when do you get chaos in the state? What brings chaos in the state? Anybody?
When you don't follow the rules.
Yeah, when you don't obey the state, then there will be chaos in the state, right? If so many people, large number of people are again not obeying the rules of the state, then it is like you cannot live there. You cannot live in that society because anybody can do anything whatever they want. You cannot live in such a society. So similarly, there is no peace and prosperity. There is no good situation in this world because most of the population, either they do not know or they deliberately ignore the ignore that there is an universal government operating. And that's why there is scarcity, there is famine, there is too much rain, or there is no rain, or there is floods, or earthquakes, wars. Even with a small dispute, there is a big war between two countries or several countries, and so many others. The whole world is affected by that. So why is that happening? Because people are not actually recognizing that there is an universal government and there are some nature's laws. If you do not follow them, we will have to face the consequences. Prabhupada explains this. The Vedas are therefore codes of working directions. Anything performed without the direction of the Vedas is called vikarma, or unauthorized or sinful work. Just like if you do anything against the state laws, that will be considered a criminal activity. Just like that, anything done without any permission from the Vedas, then it will be considered as sinful work. And there are reactions for that. We say accidents. Actually, according to Vedic philosophy, there is nothing called accident. There is no accident. Everything is systematically arranged. There is no accident. How is somebody born in a poor family? Somebody is born in a rich family. Somebody is born beautiful. Somebody is born ugly. Somebody is born intelligent. Somebody is born not so intelligent. Somebody dies very young. Somebody lives till 100 years. Is it like whimsical, accidentally happening, or there is a system behind it? Everybody has to reap his own work. Therefore, one should always take direction from the Vedas to be saved from the reaction of work. As one has to work in ordinary life by the direction of the state, one similarly has to work under the direction of the supreme state of the law. Yeah, so the same example again. In order to set up a business or to work for somebody, first thing is you need the permission from the state. And even after working hard or doing your own business, like in this example, you grow your own tomatoes, you want to sell it, you bought the seeds, you have to take permission from the state first, you need to have a license first, and then after all the hard work selling all the tomatoes, what you should do?
Pay income tax.
Pay income tax. That is to the state laws. We are already doing it. We are already in a system. But we forgot that we are also in a bigger system. But who designed all these state laws? How much a person should pay for the income tax, what license he should take, what license he should have to drive a car, to drive a truck. All the people came together and they made up the laws, right? But the universal government has ideal laws because they are set by Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are ideal in nature and it does not discriminate. For example, in the state laws, you kill animals, maybe most of the animals, there is no punishment. You will not be considered a criminal. Only if you kill another human being, then you will be considered a criminal. But in this universal laws, in the nature's laws, even if you kill a small ant, there will be consequence to that. I'm not trying to terrify you or something like that, but this is the reality. There is a solution also if you go through this. So one has to work in ordinary life by the direction of the state. One similarly has to work under the direction of the supreme state of the Lord. Such directions in the Vedas are directly manifested from the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then now again we might have a problem. How is that the Supreme Lord breathes and the knowledge comes out? It is said that the Vedas are directly manifested from the breathing of the Lord. You have not seen anybody breathing, inhaling and exhaling, and some knowledge is coming out of that, right? Air is coming out, but not the knowledge, isn't it? How is this possible that the Supreme Lord? Yeah, Prabhupada explains here that that is the difference between an ordinary man and the Supreme Lord.
He's not like you and me. His each and every limb of the Supreme Lord can do the functions of all other limbs. That is stated in Brahma Samhita. Lord Brahma glorifies Krishna like this. Angani yasya sakalendriya. Oh, this is the verse we chant in the Govindamadi morning prayers, right? Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. So here it is said, each and every limb of the Lord can do the functions of all other limbs. How is that? Just like here. By breathing, I and you only can breathe in the air and breathe out the air. But the Supreme Lord can breathe out knowledge also while breathing. All the Vedas are manifested like this. Can you tell me any other example? We read some from the verse. Any other example that the Supreme Lord does? Completely weird in one sense, but he does the function of a limb through another limb.
He can impregnate by his vision,
Yeah,
by his glance.
yeah. He can impregnate by his vision, just by seeing. In some religious traditions, they say God must be very tired now. Why? Because he has just created the whole universe. He must be. There's a lot of work, and he must have worked so hard, and he is tired now. But that's not true. God can just see, or God can just will, and he can create the universe just by his willing. You cannot will, you cannot think or desire to create something, and you cannot create anything, right? You have to physically work, because your willing is not same as your working. But for the Lord, his willing is as good as his working physically. Just by his willing, he just wills, he just desires that there should be a universe. The whole universe gets manifested because he has spiritual energies. If God is also like us, then how is he God in the first place, right? If he also has to work very, very hard to create the universe and become completely stressed out, then how is he God in the first place? He's not like us. So yeah, he sees and he can impregnate. Like an example, all the living entities. Here in the verse it is said, he impregnated all the living beings just by glancing over the material nature. And just by his willing, you saw that picture of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu lying on the ocean of milk, and he was just seems to be sleeping. And there's a creation of Lord Brahma, and the whole universe comes out from it. He's just sleeping, it means he's dreaming, or he's desiring, or he's willing. Just by his willing, the whole universe comes out. It is inconceivable, true, but the nature of God is inconceivable. It cannot be understood just by our limited intelligence. We have tiny intelligence. We cannot understand what is going on inside our body. Isn't that true? For example, you eat food. You take, now we'll have very nice prasadam. Just gulp everything. You eat respectfully. However you eat. The only thing you can do is to put in your mouth and chew it and just swallow it. Or what happens after that, you do not know. You're not in the control of that, isn't it? So who is controlling that? Somebody else is controlling for you. How the food is getting digested. You did not create any mechanism in your body to digest the food. That's why you got some trouble, right? Yeah, you do not know. Otherwise you could not you would not get into trouble. If you know how to digest the food, how everything is going on internally, then you would not get into trouble. But because somebody else is controlling for you, somebody else is managing it for you, if we do not even know what is going on inside our bodies, then how would we know what is going on in the universe, what is going on in the nature? That is inconceivable. But that can be understood, a glimpse of that can be understood from the Vedic literatures. Because, why? Because it is said by the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who created it all. And another example is that, we offer food to the Lord, right? We offer in a plate. Many people say, well, the food is as it is. What did he take? Each and every grain, if you count, like, for example, if you put only 4 apples, after the offering, you will get back the 4 apples. People question, oh, what did he eat then? He did not actually eat. But that is the thing. The difference is that Krishna, we only can eat with our tongue and our mouth. But Krishna can eat with his eyes, just by looking at it. He doesn't have to eat physically. Actually, he doesn't need apples. He doesn't need our apples or any of our food that we are offering him. But he wants to see the love that we have for him. So he sees that love and he sees that devotion. And he sees that in the food. And he takes it, he eats it. And any other example? Yeah. So, each and every limb of the Lord can do the functions of all other limbs. All the Vedic literatures are emanating from his breathing. He breathes and the Vedic knowledge comes out. The Lord, being omnipotent, can speak by breathing air. Yeah, this is the real definition of omnipotency. How he can speak by breathing air, for as it is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, the Lord has the omnipotence to perform through each of his senses the actions of all other senses. In other words, the Lord can speak through his breathing. Yeah, he spoke the knowledge. And another example is that Lord Brahma, the first created being, he got knowledge from Krishna. But how did he get knowledge from Krishna? They did not spend several hours and several years to exchange knowledge. Krishna did not speak to him for several hours. How did he get the knowledge? It was manifested just by his desire, Krishna's desire. All the knowledge was manifested in Brahma's heart. In fact, it is said that he glanced over material nature and thus fathered all living entities. After creating or impregnating the conditioned souls into the womb of material nature, he gave his directions in the Vedic wisdom as to how such conditioned souls can return home back to Godhead. Yeah, he did not just create and freshly baked all the living beings and thrown into this world to suffer. He's like an ideal father. When a child may rebel against the parents, but the ideal parents, they never lose their love for the child. So temporarily, the child may rebel against their parents and they say, I don't want to be with you, I don't want to obey you, I don't want to do anything according to you. The child may say that. But parents, because of their unconditional love for the child, they still want to do good for the child. Isn't that true? So Krishna is like our ideal father. Even if we don't want him, but he wants us. So he is giving these Vedic directions. Somehow or other, okay, you don't want to be with me, that's all right. I will create a very fresh universe for you, and you can try to enjoy there. But you better follow this Vedic literature so that you can be happy and you can try to enjoy, and at the same time, your consciousness will be elevated. We should always remember that the conditioned souls in material nature are all eager for material enjoyment. Yeah? But the Vedic directions are so made that one can satisfy one's perverted desires, then return to Godhead, having finished his so-called enjoyment. Yeah, the Vedic literatures or the Vedic directions are so made that you can try to enjoy your senses and at the same time elevate your consciousness. How? Again, just by being a good citizen, by reporting everything to the state and by paying regular income tax, the state will treat you properly and you can live peacefully in the state. Isn't it? I mean, I'm talking about the ideal state and not these governments where they try to harass citizens. So you can be a good citizen and the state will support you. It is a chance for the conditioned souls to attain liberation. And that is how the Vedic literatures teach us how we can lead our lives with regulations so that we can satisfy our senses and at the same time elevate our consciousness. So what we should do for that? Therefore, the conditioned souls must try to follow the process of yajna by becoming Krishna conscious. Yeah, for example, we are getting the land. The land is provided by God, and the air, we are breathing air, that is provided by the Lord. Water is provided by the Lord. Everything, the body itself is provided by the Lord. Even after eating the foodstuffs, it is being digested by the Lord. Everything is done by the Lord. So a civilized man must show some gratitude towards the Lord. That is called sacrifice actually. Sacrifice literally means, yajna literally means sacrifice. You sacrifice. You sacrifice what? You sacrifice either your time, you sacrifice either your possessions that you have, you sacrifice your body, your energy, you sacrifice your brain, intelligence in the service of the Lord. This is called sacrifice, yajna. You sacrifice something for the Lord. Or that is a gesture of showing gratitude towards the Lord. Otherwise you are ungrateful. Just like you don't pay the taxes to the government, that means, and you take all the advantage, all the benefits from the state, then you will be considered ungrateful to the state. So same principle. Even those who have not followed the Vedic injunctions may adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness, and that will take the place of performance of Vedic yajnas or karmas. Yeah, the best yajna in this age is Sankirtan yajna. What are we, as I said, yajna means what? Yajna means sacrificing something. What are we sacrificing in Sankirtan yajna? Anybody? We are not, nobody's charging you for chanting Hare Krishna, right? There is no money. You're not, maybe. And what else? What are you sacrificing then? Your time, your energy, your words, your body, right? That is also a sacrifice. You're sacrificing our time, energy, our mind, our intelligence, our body in the service of the Lord. That is a sacrifice. And that is a sacrifice recommended in this age. Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasha. Intelligent people, they take part in the Sankirtan Yajna. Sankirtan Yajna means, Sankirtan means glorifying the Lord. Either by glorifying like this, by we glorify the qualities of the Lord, or by chanting His holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is a way to do sacrifice in this age, and that is most practical, zero cost, and it gives a profound result. What is the result? Prayen alpashu sabya kalau asmin yuge jana. What is the next line? Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadrita. The age of Kali has so many defects. People are short-lived. We only live for maximum 70 or 80 years. And even in those 80 years, most of our time is gone in sleeping, working, or eating, taking bath, taking care of our family members. We only have hardly few years left in our life. And if you can use that time in chanting the holy names every day, that is, you'll get the highest result. You can attain liberation. The real purpose of life is to come out of this cycle of birth and death again and again, going through this birth and death again and again and again and again. That should be the aim of life. If that is not the aim of life, then we are the ones who will suffer. That's not fun to go through this life, isn't it? Even in this one lifetime, just to live is not fun. Isn't that true? You have to go through so many troubles. And imagine if you have to go through this again and again and again and again. For example, you started from scratch to maintain your family, you worked out a job, you worked out a business, and you worked really very, very hard to get your degrees. And after death, in the next life, you have to do this again. For example, you did 25 years of education, and then somebody says, oh, that is all null and void now. You have to start from again, from the kindergarten. And you have to go through this again and again and again and again. That's really not fun, isn't it? An intelligent person thinks in this way. It's not fun to be going through this cycle of birth and death again and again. The real solution is to get out of it. And what is the means to get out of it? And it is simple. Krishna is not sadistic. He's not trying to, impose some hardcore rules on us so that we can come out of this. He's only simply explaining the science, and the process itself is so simple. You just have to chant, and you follow some basic principles. The basic principles are, as you all know, it is just like chanting is like igniting a fire. The principles or the regulations are not to pour water in it. If you keep on igniting fire and at the same time trying to pour water in it, then you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting the fire actually. So similarly, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is like fire, is igniting fire. And the regulations such as no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, these 4 regulations are just like not trying to put the fire off. That way your fire is still ignited. Okay, that's all. If anybody has any questions or comments? Yes, please.
Microphone? You don't have a mic? Speak loud. Just speak loud. Okay. Prabhu, prasad. How do you know when it's really prasad? Because I was brahmachari many years and I just ate the temple prasad and I was like, this is prasad and it's good. But now I find myself offering my own food. Is it ever like, if you don't offer it with enough love or you're too distracted or you only say the prayer once or whatever and then it's not prasad? Is there a way to know like when it's prasad? Or it's very esoteric to me,
Yeah, it is. Devotion itself is esoteric. It's not a black and white thing. It is prasad or no prasad. There is so much in between also.
What kind of prasad?
Yeah, true. Real prasad means you grow your own food. I mean, I'm telling you ideally. You grow your own food with the intention. Bhakti means love. Love means intention and plus work, both. You should have the right intention and also you should work. For example, I'll tell you, a mother sees her child. She may say, I love you, but not just that intention. She has love for her child, but intention itself is not sufficient. She has to work. She has to do all the activities for her child. Then it is called love. Intention plus activity is called love. Isn't that true? You have the right intention, also plus activity. Similarly, we should have the right intention that whatever I'm doing, I want to do this for the pleasure of the Lord, not just for myself. That is a good intention. And you should do the activity itself, and you should really offer it the fruits of your activity also to the Lord. That is the activity. So, ideally speaking, you grow your own food with love, with the intention that you want to offer this food to Krishna, and you prepare it and then you offer it actually to the picture or to the deities with some prayers, and then you honor it as the mercy of the Lord. That is ideal state. If you cannot grow your own food, you buy wherever it is available, and then you prepare with love and you offer it. Well, whatever we offer, we cannot put that on the level of what Prabhupada did to the deities, right? There are different, obviously there are levels. How Prabhupada, it is the same Hare Krishna mantra, but how Prabhupada chanted, or what Prabhupada, how he purified others, is not on the same level as we chant. Isn't that, do you agree with that? We also chant the same Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhupada also chanted same Hare Krishna mantra. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, all these great acharyas also chanted the same Hare Krishna mantra, but they are more pure in their intention. We may not be so pure, but even we have that aim to please the Lord, that itself is considered love. Even if we have a desire to satisfy the Lord, that is an act of love. Just like Prabhupada offered foodstuffs to the deities, and we are also offering foodstuffs to the deities. We don't want to compare ourselves with Prabhupada, what Prabhupada did, because he is obviously a pure devotee. We may not be on that level, but we have the intention to please the Lord, that the Lord sees. We may not be on the same level, but Krishna reciprocates with how much ever we have that intention for Him. Does it answer? But we should not be disappointed that we are not on the level of Prabhupada, or Krishna doesn't recognize us. Krishna wants to see that intention, that bhava grahi janardana. He wants to see your desire. We are not there yet, but we have the desire to reach there. That itself is an act of love.
He also says, as they surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. So,
Yeah.
Reciprocation.
We'll go to Sai Prabhu.
Prabhu, you said that one can be happy following the instructions given in the Vedas. But this material world is called Dukhalya, so which is full of misery and suffering. So how one can be happy?
Yeah, how one can be happy? By following Vedic literatures, you can be happy. For example, Vedic literatures say, however much you do, there is no progress in your material life. You be satisfied with whatever you have. Anyway, we are all struggling for basic necessities of life, right? I and Hemant Prabhu were discussing. This is a big loop. I told him, people, for example, I'll give you one example. My father had some land and he sold for our studies. And I did bachelor's, master's, and I became an engineer, software engineer. And then, so what is the aim that I have? I'm just giving an example. That I want to have a house near in the village, rural setting, where we can get pure food, pure water, pure air to breathe, right? That is what everybody wants, right? Pure food to eat, pure water to drink, pure air to breathe. These are the basic necessities of life, which was already there present before my father sold the land. So we can never progress in spiritual life. The only progress is in spiritual life. We can never progress in material life. We can only progress in spiritual life. The real progress is in spiritual life. There is no progress in material life. That is a point. Some of the things are predestined. We cannot change it. We have basic necessities of life, and everybody has to do some work and be satisfied with it. And you try to progress spiritually. That way, you don't even solve the problems in this life. You will solve the problems for once and for all. That's what Vedas teaches. Isn't that a good solution? That way you will be peaceful in mind also. When you know that, hey, what I want some very nice food to eat, some nice clothing. You require basic necessities of life. And then you try to progress spiritually. That way you'll solve the problems in this life and the problems for all, for once and for all. That is the best solution. That way you will be peaceful in your mind also. Yes. Mataji?
No, I was just giving an example
when you offer prasad and bhoga, it's your bhav that matters, right? Intention. And Prabhupada also shares a story in Nectar of Devotion. One Brahmin, he would just mentally, he would make a kheer every day and offer. And one day he thought, oh, it's too hot, and he wanted to check with his finger. And even in his thinking, he burned his finger. And so Lord, in his dham, he got happy and
He burned his finger for real.
for
right?
real, that there was no key. He was just offering in his,
Yes.
bhav. So
So, thank you so much. Anything else? Thank you. Now we will serve prasad.
Just some announcements, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for
Gaurav and somebody who sponsored the
So as Prabhu was saying, giving us the importance of the Vedic injunction and what Krishna is saying and the whole process and the laws. But then Prabhupada at the end of the purport says, hey, it's pretty quite simple. Just practice bhakti yoga. Just be Krishna conscious. And there's no easier way than chanting the holy names of the Lord. And that's what we're going to be doing. If you're not sure, like, where's my life going to go? What do I do? What is my purpose? Do the laundry when I get home, so many things. Just come and chant with us outside, and it's going to be great. All your worries can drift away, right? You just hang out with the devotees. We're super enthusiastic and chant with them, and it's a wonderful experience. So I hope that as many as you that are able can come and join us. We'll leave the temple at 5, so in about 30 minutes. Hopefully, if we can get some help to serve the prasadam, we could move everything along efficiently. That would be great. I believe there are some sponsorships also. Is that correct, Florence? Today is there a Sunday feast?
Today is what, 23rd? Yeah, Gaurav sponsored the Sunday feast.
Gaurav Prabhu sponsored the Sunday feast. Is Gaurav Prabhu there? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
You can give him the ball. You can pass him how much they will get to. There is somebody who sponsored the garlands as well. Can you please read out the name? What is the name? Daiva Priya Harish.
Daiva Priya Harish. Is Daiva Priya Harish here as well? Okay, we'll still say Hare Krishna to them. Hare Krishna. So as you can see, there are opportunities to sponsor a Sunday Feast program, so to help cover the costs of the offerings that are being made, the food items, as well as sponsorship for garlands. So as you can see, there's beautiful garlands that are made daily for their lordships, for Srila Prabhupada as well. And so if you'd like to contribute to that, you could come and approach either myself or Maruta Prabhu, any of the devotees, and we'd be happy to take your pledge, your payment. We have Square, we have wireless contact payments. You could send an e-transfer to. So that's that. Also, this coming week is Balaram Jayanti. Right? So we're going to have a festival on Thursday, starting at 6:30 p.m. here at the temple. And I have a feeling that we've got some good stories coming up related to Balaram Jayanti. We have some special speaker coming. That speaker is here in the congregation. I won't tell you who it is. You'll have to figure out when you come on Thursday. And we'll have some kirtan. We'll also have prasadam. So it's a big festival. And leading up to another big festival, which is coming the following week, which is Janmashtami. Yeah. So that was a big one for us. Usually it's Friday, so it's coming on a weekend. And we will close off the street starting at 6 p.m. So the program will start at 7 p.m. We'll go 7 p.m. all the way past midnight. And we'll have some staged event. Might have some dramatic events also on the stage too. Lots of kirtan. We'll have our boutique that'll be out. We'll have book distribution, lots of prasadam too. There will be abhishek, which is the formal bathing of the deities as well, and pushpa abhishek, so you can offer flowers to the deities afterwards too. And so please do come. And I think last couple of years, north of 1,000, devotees that came out to the community. Some said 2,000 plates went out of prasadam too. So hopefully the weather is going to hold up. We have a few tents and things like that, but and the temple will be open. So regardless, please come, make your way over here, and celebrate with us. Any other announcements?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the ongoing Bhadra Purnima campaign, Rampal Prabhu got a Srimad Bhagavatam set in Bengali. These are the books. These are 18 volumes in a box. ISKCON throughout the world, they have pledged to distribute at least 100,008 Bhagavatam sets throughout the world. So on behalf of ISKCON Ottawa, I pledged 30 Srimad Bhagavatams. So far we did 10. We need to do 10 more, 20 more. So if you do not have a Bhagavatam set, this book you can throughout your life, they will be your friend. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, just before he died, he wanted to know what is the best thing to do, isn't it? You all know some story about Parikshit Maharaj. He was cursed to die in 7 days. He wanted to, before he died, he wanted to know what is the best thing to do. What is the answer?
I was just looking at the book.
Okay. Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know what is the best thing to do before he died. Right? And what did Sukadeva Goswami say?
Plants tomatoes.
He said to listen to the glories of the Lord in different incarnations. That is the best thing to know. So the whole Bhagavatam came after that, after inquiry from Parikshit Maharaj. Sukadeva Goswami said, you listen to Bhagavatam, that is the perfection of life. I told somebody, we may not die in 7 days. We may die in 7 minutes, or we may die in 70 days, or 700 days, or 7,000 days. But one day we will die. But before we die, if we can read Srimad Bhagavatam, that is, we can achieve perfection in life. So, if somebody wants to take, we have several sets in English, Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, Gujarati, French. So, it's 82 cents per day per year. I mean, the total cost is $300. But those who cannot afford all the price at once, they can pay 82 cents per day for 1 year. I mean, I was telling him, nobody in this world can give a better deal than that. Do you agree?
How many pages do you read a day to make it in 5 years to read the whole thing?
5 years. Do you think you will not live more than 5 years?
No, I'm just saying, somebody said that, one of the special speakers said.
Okay. I do not know. I have to calculate.
Okay.
There are 18,000 verses. There are 18,000 verses.
Yeah.
I do not know the pages. So maybe he will tell you. Yes.
There's an app that you can get. So.
Yeah. Page by page, become a sage. Every page you read, you will become a sage. You will become a better and better sage. So why not you take advantage of this? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
It's 6 pages a day, guys.
6 pages a day.
Six pages.
If you read 6 pages a day, you'll read it all in 5 years.
Okay. So also there's some other activities that are happening throughout the temple throughout the week. Please come and join us. We have Mangal Arti every morning at 4:30 a.m. and there's breakfast. And I sent some of you some text messages, right, to invite you to some of the programming that is taking place. Friday night we have Kirtan in the park. And again, the festival on Thursday. There's Bhagavatam classes online on Zoom from 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning. You can join us. There's usually about 15 to 20 devotees that come and just make it part of the routine. Please come join us for that. What else can I say? Did I miss anything? I think that's it, right? Do we need some help in terms of preparing for Janmashtami or temple cleanup or anything like that? Do you have any thoughts, Krishna Sarapura?
We'll have to set the date for cleanup. We'll come soon.
We'll set a date. So yeah, keep your eyes open. You could scan your phone over there and just be in the know. We send a weekly bulletin every week. And so if there's anything new that's happening, you can be in the know. We'll send you an invite if we're having cleanup or something like that that's taking place too. And it really helps make things move along smoothly, right? So we always really appreciate that. So now we're going to close the curtains for a few moments, and so if you'd like to come and take some darshan, make some prayers in front of the Lordship, so feel free to do so, and Prashadam will be served. Hare Krishna.